I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, pitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
I'm in the world, but not of it. I praise God every day and I love it. I say what I want and I say what they want. I stand for the truth and what's right and they don't. Life is simple, it's no puzzle. Common sense will tell you not to wear a muzzle. Fear no evil, trust no people. When in doubt, shout, I'm a believer. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me. I fear no man, though the world is broken. God, shine your light on me.
I offend everybody, the left, right, in the middle. Blame my parents because I've been this way since I was little. It used to be normal, now everybody praying to crystals. No wonder why it's so easy for the devil to trick you. They treat you like dogs, pitting muzzles all on your faces, forcing kids to wear them in schools. Doesn't this seem outrageous? They ban Bible scriptures on TikTok.
Let's go to Target! Let's go to Target! Need some PlayStations! Let's go to Target!
Oh, look, VLC has a little Christmas hat on it. I didn't even notice that. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's Tuesday night. We're kicking the week off right. A day late. A day late. Trying to get back on track after my little vacay. Missed the show last week. Kind of made it up on Sunday. And now we missed yesterday's show, and we're going to make it up today. So that way the numbers align with how many shows we've done, how many weeks. We're on 190. 190, the last show of 2025. It's the 30th. 30 days past September, April, June, and November. All the rest of 31. Okay. So tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I got to work. Oh, man, that sucks. I got to work on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I didn't have a ham this year, so I can't make my collard green and black-eyed peas prosperity soup, prosperity goulash. But anyway, we got a show tonight. What do we got? We're going to do like a 2025 recap, look at the YouTube analytics for the last year. What up, Elderline? I saw you were reviewing my thing last night. I didn't watch it. I tried to. Well, it said Dust Night or whatever you were playing, and then reviewing content. And so I clicked on it, and I tried to skip ahead to the content part, and I saw that it was me, but it wouldn't play for some reason. Maybe it was still processing, so I would have to go back and check it today, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to watch commentary on my streams. It might just irritate me. Oh, you were reviewing Freddy? Oh, with you and Freddy? When you and Freddy were... I don't know. Maybe I'll go check it out. I just thought you were going to be talking about me and Emmett talking about free will. And I was like, I don't want to watch a review of that. Oh, your internet went out. Maybe that's why it wouldn't play, because it wasn't, maybe it didn't end properly, because it still said you were live. But then it said ended 2 hours ago, and it said you were live like all night. So I think you didn't end your stream properly, and that's why it wasn't processing the right way. So I couldn't rewatch it until now. I probably could. Anyway, it's 2025, end of 2025. So we're going to do a little 2025 recap, look at some analytics, talk about the year in the news, big stories in the news. It's basically Trump's a year in, what he's done, what he's failed to do, stuff like that. And then we got the Nigeria bombing. We're going to spend a good chunk of time on that, getting all caught up to date on that, because that's going to be a current event, pertinent topic that liberals are going to want to debate about. So, and I'm interested in doing more. That's one of my things for 2025 or 2026. I want to try to do a lot more debates instead of like one every month or two. Try to get one like every 2 or 3 weeks. I was talking about this with Jeremy, and he's like, well, you're going to keep repeating topics. I don't think so. First off, I could list out 52 topics right now and do one every week, a different topic every week, but I only need 26. I can list out 26 unique topics right now that I would argue about. But also, there's constantly current events. So, like the Venezuela thing, I'm down to do to defend the Venezuelan boat attacks. Now I got to look into this Nigeria thing, but the way it's looking, I'm probably going to defend that too. People be like, America first. I thought Trump was anti-war. He is anti-war. We're just bombing the shit out of some people who suck. Right? We're not like, you think we're going to go to war with Venezuela? You think we're going to go to war with Nigeria? No. We could eliminate those countries very quickly. Ain't gonna be no war. He says, you mess with America, you're dead. You're killing Christians, you're dead. I checked it just to make sure that, because I remember I did a final segment on most dangerous places for Christians. And then I made a video out of it. And I clipped it up and I made it a video. So if you go to my channel and you search Christian persecution or 10 most dangerous places for Christians, you can see that video. Nigeria is number 4. I believe it's number 4. Hold on, I got it right here. It's number 4 or number 7? I think it's number 4. Number 1, of course, is North Korea. I think Nigeria is number 4 most dangerous place for number 7. Yeah, number 7. Number 4 is Libya. But I got the Christian persecution map that we'll go over again, because there a lot of media right now is saying, well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but we'll talk about it. A lot of the media is saying Trump says that he's doing it to protect Christians, but is that true? Is there any truth to that? Are they really killing Christians in Nigeria? Yes. More than almost any country in the whole world. Ranked number 7 most dangerous place for Christians. Yeah, they're killing them. And guess what? I'm more Christianity first than I am America first. If America ended today, I'd still be a Christian. If Christianity ended today, then I'd have to be dead. So, that's how it is. It's not national Christian. It's Christian nationalist. And I don't even care so much about the name Christian nationalist. I'm a Christian. A Christian nation Is that what we're saying? What do people mean when they say Christian nationalist? Do they mean I'm an America first Christian? I'm a Christian and I want America to be Christian? Or I'm a Christian and I want a Christian nation? Because most of these people who say they're Christian nationalists, when you push them on it and you're like, would you want a theocracy? No, I don't want a theocracy. That's too authoritarian. Well, then shut up. You're not a Christian nationalist. You don't want the government to be ran by the church. I do. So who's the Christian nationalist? We already have a word for that. It's called a Christian theocrat. We've been had that. But they don't want to say that. They'll say nationalist, but they won't say theocracy. They won't say theocrat. Or they'll say, I want a Christian monarchy. We don't want a Christian monarchy. We want a Christian theocracy. That's what we want. And by we, I mean me. And the imperial we. Everyone who's behind me. Get behind me, Satan. And then we got this Nick Shirley, Minnesota, Minneapolis, Somalian fraud thing going viral. Everybody's talking about it. And the left's reaction, we'll talk about the left's reaction and how essentially they're saying this is nothing new. We've actually been looking into this since 2015. During COVID, it hyped up, it ramped up, and it got crazy. And then they kind of turned a blind eye once you get people like Obama in there. Like Biden in there. And it got worse after COVID. They used a lot of COVID money and they ramped it up. And then you got people like Tim Waltz in there, Tampon Tim running around. You know, you got Ilhan Omar in there, sleeping with the brother, getting some money out that child care. So, and the left is saying, well, the right is saying, you've been covering up this fraud. It's the damn Somalis and the Muslims. And the left is saying, you guys are just focused on this now because a YouTuber, I'm like quoting the Young Turks right now. You guys are just into this now because a YouTuber exposed it. And now you guys just are using it as a race card and an anti-Muslim, racist, anti-Islamophobic accusations. And that's the only reason you guys are into it now. But we've been looking into this since 2015. Both sides are right. It has been happening for a long time. They haven't really been covering it up. This has been exposed. This is old news. But also, it is the damn Somalis and the Muslims trying to take over America. Both sides are right here. And either way, it's not good. It's bad. Everybody can agree this is bad. So we'll talk about all that. Then we got rapid fire news. I don't remember what we have in rapid fire news. I know we got Utah, some local news, some alcohol law changes in Utah. Since I just did a prohibition debate a couple months ago. We can see it what Utah's doing to tighten up its alcohol sales laws. And then in the last segment, the last hour, I don't have anything planned. I just got back from vacation. Maybe we'll just hang out, kick it for a little while. Maybe we'll stop early because I want to go watch a debate that's happening right now. I'm not going to say where, because my 3 viewers might leave and go watch that instead. Anyway, so that's the plan. That's what we're getting into. So let's get into it. All right. First, 2025 in review. Let me actually, before we look at like personal stuff, let's look at the year in the news. I have a past show notes folder. Within it, there are a bunch of older folders. I started saving my show research on December 9th of 2024. It's now December 30th of 2025. So I've been saving my weekly show notes for a year now. I've been doing the show for more than 3 years, but I didn't always save my show notes. Now I save my show notes. So I can like skim through here and I can see like what was happening on 12/30 last year. Azerbaijan Airlines crashes. That was that plane crash. They said Russia was involved. South Korean Jeju airline crash. Oh, the Phoenix airport shooting happened a year ago today. And then the H-1B1 Elon and Trump issue was going on at this time last year. And then we can look into like January. Trump bans pride and BLM flags at government buildings in January. A lot of news about Musk going on around January, around February. We talked about RFK and the FDA and Doge, things like that was popping off. Looking for any big headlines. Rubio, Waltz, and Witkoff. Saudi Arabia, Russians with Saudi Arabia. In March, we had the tornado outbreak in March. We were talking about gas prices in March. Astronauts rescued by SpaceX. That was late March. Remember that. What else we got? Vitaly. We talked about Vitaly and Johnny Somali in April. That was going on. 421. We were doing, Easter is not pagan as usual. Typical. Always got to do that. The FSU shooting. Let's skip ahead. Then we got June. March, April, May, June. Yeah, in June we had the No Kings protest. And then we had, of course, my big news of the year was at the No Kings protest when Afa Alu was shot and killed, and Arturo Gamboa was shot while he was carrying a rifle by Matt Alder. I figured out the name within 2 weeks by following Antifa Instagram pages. I figured out the name of the shooter, but they didn't release the shooter until like a month ago. They finally arrested and released the name of the shooter a month ago, and I was talking about it for 6 months. I go to No Kings 2 and I'm saying his name. Say his name. And everybody's like, who are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't? Oh, yeah, because they buried it. Well, dude finally got arrested about a month or two ago. We've been covering that. What else? Alligator Alcatraz was a big thing in July. That was the big news in July. We talked about that a couple weeks. All throughout this, there's Epstein stuff mixed in all throughout the year. Of course, because that's the biggest news ever. Ever. It's worse than Pearl Harbor and January 6th combined. Let's see. Somali American socialist Omar Fatwa wins Dems endorsement. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How'd that work out? He ended up losing the election. That was in September. Remember Omar, the Somali guy that was running in Minneapolis? He lost, praise God, but I was a little worried. But it just goes to show you the lead up to this Somali fraud scam was it's not like it popped out of nowhere. So the Young Turks, Jake is right about that. Jake and Anna are right about that when they say this has been happening forever. Yeah, it has been happening forever. And everybody who tries to call attention to it, they get called racist. Been trying to talk to them. What do you think they changed the flag to look like the Somalian flag for? And people will say, well, JS, isn't this examples of systemic racism? No. This is just how you destabilize a nation. If we were a majority black nation that was running the world through capitalism, you would still have Marxists here trying to flood the nation with white people and brown people and push diversity initiatives to destabilize the nation, to dumb down, demoralize, and easier control the people. It's not about racism. It's about control. It doesn't matter what the race sets were. They would push toward multiculturalism to add to the destabilization of the nation, to collapse the powers that be so that the elites could rise to power and that they destroy the middle class and leave nothing but poor people, the majority of people. Same, we're all making the same amount of money. We have equality. We all got a house to live in. We all got health care. We all got food stamps. We all get our basic human rights and needs provided to us. Meanwhile, we're all poor. We all got a job. We all got a job to do, but we all poor. Speaking of, I brought up 2 Thessalonians in the debate with Fabian Liberty, and I said, if you don't work, you don't eat. Okay? That is an and I believe it was Matthew who said that. I believe it was Paul who was writing it. I'm not sure about that. I have to check into it. But I think Paul was writing and quoting Matthew, and Matthew is the one saying it. I don't think Jesus said those words. Or maybe he did. I can't remember. But anyway, the point is, that was like an anti-socialist statement from a disciple saying you don't just get free handouts. You go to work and you buy your food. Now, apparently, and I didn't know this, but according to Fabian Liberty, who I don't trust his quotes because he also quoted that Trump said FDR was the greatest president ever. Trump never said that. And I pointed that out in the debate. So that's a lie. So I'm not going to trust his quotes. You've already lost that ship. But he says Lenin said, if you don't work, you don't eat. So Lenin's quoting from the Bible, and they're anti-Christian in communist countries. Taking God out of the system is part of communism and socialism. So if Lenin was quoting the Bible when he said that, he was being tongue-in-cheek. He said, yeah, you don't work, you don't eat. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure everybody's working and nobody's eating. That wasn't a good point. That wasn't a W for him. I didn't react to it quick enough, but now that I look back and think about it, it's like, yeah, he quotes the Bible and then he perverts it. What's your point? It was a perversion. It was basically saying, yeah, everybody's going to work. Because in communists, the only good thing about communism is everybody got a job. Because you're all working on factory lines or in farms as basically slaves. There's no upward mobility. So you don't have the freedom of capital. You have a job that you're assigned to that you do for your whole life, and you still don't eat. You still starving. Yeah, they all work in Venezuela, but they still don't eat. That's not what 2 Thessalonians was saying. It was saying, go to work and provide for yourself. Get a job. I'll make fishers of men. Teach a man to fish, or give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for his whole life. That's saying, get a trade, get a skill, get a job, go to work, be productive to society, feed yourself, and work from the individual outward to the community. Not top down. That's bottom up. That's bottom up. You work from the individual, and then you feed your family, and then you build a family, you feed your family, Then you start helping your community. Then you can work on your state. Then you can work on your nation. Not the nation just comes in and everybody collectivizes, which is all BS, by the way. They want to the public wants to own the means of production and manufacture and distribution. That's not what it is. They use the state to do that. And that's why and that's why communism eventually becomes a stateless society, because Marx didn't like the state. He didn't like tariffs. He said tariffs were a tool of the state. He wanted the state gone. Anyway, so where was I going? What were we talking about? I just got sidetracked. Oh, we were talking about Minnesota and how the point is it's not about racism. It's about destabilizing a nation. And it's about profit incentives for the elites and destroying the middle class. And it's more of a class system than a race system. They added race later, and then they added sex, and then they added sexuality, and then they added ableism or ability. And it's just to otherize people and make smaller groups of people and branch them out. It's not about racism. It's about destroying everybody so that the elites can rise to the top. And they use the useful idiots to push their ideas because it sounds good, but it ain't good. And that's what's happening in New York. That's what's happening in Dearborn. That's what's happening in Minneapolis. That's what's happening all over the country, in every Democrat city. That's what multiculturalism is about. It's not about racism or race in general. It's about, you realize if we reach some sort of pinnacle of equality and multiculturalism, then it's counterintuitive, because at that point there is no culture anymore. So multiculturalism leads to no culture. If there's every culture, if we're a melting pot, commie gobbledygook, where is it at? Melting pot. Whenever I hear somebody say we're a melting pot,
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
you push for a multicultural melting pot, multiculturalism, you lose all cultures. And that's the point. It's actually anti-racist, because they don't, when they're pushing these diversity initiatives, it's to destabilize and have no diversity. So diverse that nobody's diverse. Yeah, we might look different, but we all think like NPCs, like mindless robots. Beep, bop, boop. We just do what we do. So, since I expect, if this debate coming up happens, I don't know. It hasn't been totally confirmed yet. We're still kind of trying to find a topic. The topic's simple. My claim is racism does not exist. That's my claim. I'm the positive. Let me be the positive. That's my claim. Take it or leave it. You don't want it? Then don't take it. But don't try to twist it and be like, well, racism exists, but racists don't exist. No. If racism doesn't exist, racists don't exist. Anyway, it's like, I would go farther. I'd say Marxism doesn't exist. Marx existed, but Marxism doesn't actually exist. An ism is a belief. A belief doesn't exist. I think when I debated with Jalen, he said, or Freddie called in afterwards, and Freddie's like, what'd he say? He said something like, well, if beliefs don't exist, you believe in God. Does that mean God doesn't exist? And I said, no, my belief in God doesn't exist, but God exists. And God, and actually, I've said this before, this is deep, but I've said God doesn't exist. He is existence. Like he doesn't. And that's just, I don't know. I'm kind of just trying to be a smartass when I say that, but it's kind of deep. Like he doesn't exist like you or I exist physically, materially, but he is existence. All of existence is God. But anyway, I'm getting into I'm getting into a little bit of debate prep before the debate even starts, or before it's even confirmed. But anyway, so what else in the news 2025? What up, King? Where were we at? We were on November. Well, we had a Colorado shooting, the Evergreen shooting. Lots of shootings happened on the week of 9/22. October, we had Hamas. We had the peace treaty between Hamas and Israel, and then Hamas goes out and kills all the civilians. That was happening in October. The renovations at the White House began. All the left was crying about the ballroom. Trump got to have extra ballroom, you know? When you got big balls, you got to have a big ballroom. November, now we're catching up to now. Epstein files start dropping. And by now we have over 300,000 Epstein files dropped, and still nobody knows nothing. Exactly like I said. And still the lies come, and still the AI images come, and still the BS rises. I have in rapid fire news a story that I had in my Monday night thing for last week that I didn't really spend much time on last night, but I just want to make sure I read it tonight because guess what? That Larry Nazar letter that says Trump knew Epstein's first victim and helped procure some 13-year-old girl, fake. And guess when they found out it was fake? In like 2015, they debunked it as fake. And now it drops in the Epstein files. People searching through the Epstein files who don't know anything about anything. And then they find it and they say, oh, smoking gun. Look at this letter. Trump knew. No, dumbass. The DOJ already said that was fake years ago. You didn't find anything. Katie Johnson, that was debunked as fraud years ago, 2016. And now you're talking about it. Like 10 years later. Well, we got him. We got him again, boys. When are they going to learn? All they got him on is what? He cheated on his wife once? So what? I don't care. Who didn't? David cheated on his wife. Solomon had 100,000 wives. Not that many. That was hyperbolic. But anyway, so that was the year in review. 2025. 2025 has been good to us. Let's look at the year of the channel. But I think 2026 is going to be the year. All right, 2026 is going to be our year. But this is 1 year. 27,000 watch hours. Only gained 500 subscribers this year, which is not fast enough growth. But I don't know. I don't know what to do to make that go faster. I do the shorts. I got a consistent schedule. I don't know. Who knows? But 239,000 views. What's my total view count out yet? Like probably like 1.6 million or something. Total view count. So maybe this, well, not this year. Hopefully this year we can hit 2 million. I would like to do we'll do a 24-hour stream when we hit 6,000 subscribers. We're like 150 short of that, or 145 short. So we need 145 more subscribers to do a 24-hour stream. I would do a 24-hour New Year's stream, but I work. So, biggest videos, like based off of views. Oh, this is not. Hold on. Let me click this real quick. A lot of shorts with a lot of views here. Couple 17,000, 15,000, 14,000 view shorts. And then outside of the shorts, how do I take shorts off of this? The Trump protest, that was a big video. Stream-wise, this was the biggest stream, the Destiny versus Hassan stream. My Destiny reaction streams are always some of my most viewed streams and most interacted streams. So maybe we'll do more of that, but especially with the Unfuck America tour going on right now, maybe we'll have to do more Destiny debate reviews because those are always a hit. We always get some new people in on those. A lot of shorts. Shorts get a lot of views, but as far as like streams and videos, the protest videos are big. The streams kind of just depends on if we get a big raid or not. Like this stream, it's a 10-hour stream. Got a big raid. 1,200 hours of watch time out of that one. So, and then the No Kings protest. So those are some of the top videos. A lot of shorts in here. This video right here, this is the third video I ever made. I think it's sitting at third video I ever made. Garbage editing. When I was a hobo. And it's still every year consistently one of my top viewed videos. This is actually my #1 top viewed video because these are all shorts. I wish I could get shorts out of here. Let me see. Breakdown, content, traffic source, content type. Nah. How do I get shorts out? Metrics, overview, average view duration, estimated revenue. I don't know how to take shorts out of this list. I think there's a way, but anyway, still my most viewed video every year since I started the channel. This got almost 6,000 views this year. I think this video is sitting at 160,000 views. Something like 4,000 likes. Yeah, this video stays at the top. I don't know why. Well, I think during COVID, a lot of people were like looking at losing their houses and becoming homeless, and that's kind of why it popped off. But that one stays up there. So I did get a bivy sack for Christmas. It's cold, but we can start doing we can do some urban camping videos, like make a video, and then while I'm out there, I can do like a stream while I'm out there, a short stream on them streets in the bivy sack. Maybe we can make another sign. I still have that old sign, my panhandling sign that says, "I don't want your money, I just want YouTube subscribers." The problem is the sign says, "I just want 100 YouTube subscribers." And that was when I had first started the channel, and we got 100 in like 2 weeks. And that sign was part of it. But maybe I'll make a new sign and go out there and panhandle for YouTube subscribers again. That would be a fun one. Urban camping. The scary part about urban camping now, though, is they're trying to crack down on the homelessness out here. And I think it's due to a federal mandate. I think it's due to Trump. Otherwise, the mayor, the commie mayor, Aaron Mendenhall, would just allow the homeless to take over the cities. Because now we see through this daycare fraud thing, it's not just daycares and health cares like we're seeing in Minnesota. The homeless, the homeless industrial complex is a huge moneymaker in Democrat cities. They had $24 billion in California of homeless aid, homeless relief money disappear. They don't know where it went. It didn't actually disappear. Somebody pocketed it, but the money is unaccounted for. $24 billion in homeless aid for California, gone. Nobody knows where it is. And I'm sure the same things are happening in New York, Chicago, Minneapolis, Atlanta, Memphis, every Democrat shithole. They profit off of the homeless industrial complex. So anyway, the point is Trump is trying to crack down on that. And now here in Salt Lake City, like, I don't know if they're arresting them, but all the time when I'm going to and from work, I see cops breaking up homeless camps. Even if there's just one person laying out somewhere, they might get away with it, but frequently cops roll up and go and say, no, you got to get up and get out of here. And they possibly are taking them to jail. Now, maybe it's like a warning system. If they talk to you a couple times, first time, we're just going to pack up and leave. But eventually, yes, the homeless industrial complex. I just made that up, by the way. Copyright, but it's a real thing. They make cities profit huge off of their homeless problem. That's why the more money that California gets to take care of the homeless people, one, the more money disappears. God knows where it went. And two, the more the homeless population increases. Every time, if you could track how much money California receives every year for their homeless issues, put it on a graph. It goes up, 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 up. You can line right up next to that homeless population. Goes up, 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 up. The more money they get to deal with the homeless issue, the more homeless people come. Which, it makes sense, right? You mean you got more services? You enable them more to be homeless comfortably? Your homeless population goes up. You throw money at the problem. What do we do with the money? Well, we give them free shit. Okay. Well, they give a lot of people free shit over there. They don't give anybody anything for free over here. I'm going over there. I'm going where they get all the money for the homeless people and they give you more free stuff. So the more funding a city gets for their homeless issue, the more homeless people come. Therefore, the next year they get more money because there's a higher homeless population, and then the homeless population rises. It's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. That's the homeless industrial complex. But anyway, the whole point I'm saying all this is to say, if I do an urban camping video, I'm taking a bit of a risk. I'm going to have to be stealth. Luckily, I got a camouflage bivy sack instead of a bright green tent, I had a bright green tent, but now I have a camouflage bivy sack. So I can get up in the cut. I can find some bushes. The best thing you do is find some bushes with a wall, and you crawl behind the bushes, set up the bivy sack, and get up in there. Ain't nobody seeing you. I'll be good. We'll do a homeless camp, urban stealth camping video in the middle of the dang city. And I'll find a place in the cut, But if the cops pull up, that might be a problem. I'll be like, bro, I was just making a YouTube video. Look, I'm not homeless. I'll go home right now. I was just taking a nap. Not homeless. And hopefully they would just let me go. And all that came because I was talking about this video. But that's it. 2025 in review. 2026, goals, plans, do more debates, figure out something. Something's got to change around here to get more growth. I don't know what it is, but we got to do something. We got to figure something out to stand out. And I don't know what it is. I'm not the idea guy. I'm the put me in front of a camera and let me go guy. You know, I'm a researcher, a writer, and an entertainer. But I'm not the idea guy. I'm not the figure out all the new stuff. I'm always late to everything. I'm not the figure out the AI guy and do the Suno and do the I'm late to everything. So I'm a boomer. I don't like new things. I don't like change. But we got to change something. But plan 1, do more debates. Plan 2, what else? Stick with the gym stuff. I've been doing good on that over this past year. My goals last year was read the Bible more, go to the gym more. What else? Every year I say quit drinking and quit smoking, and haven't successfully done that yet. But again, we'll work on that. But it'll happen when it happens. I'm on God's time, not my time. It'll happen when it happens. But keep reading the Bible more. Keep going to the gym. I got a fat beer belly. That's why I need to stop with so much beer. But those are the debate more. Try to get on some big panels and some big shows, and then maybe like travel more, because I liked going to DebateCon this year. It'd be cool to go to an event like every 4 months. Oh, and then the other thing is get a car. That's another goal. Last year it was the computer. We got the computer. Now I got to get a new vehicle. I had a truck last year, but now we got to get something new and reliable. I think I might be getting a cat. Echo died this year. That was probably the saddest thing this year. Well, my grandma died this year too, just like a month ago. That was sad, but she was getting old, and it's not like I was talking to her regularly or seeing her regularly, because she was in a home and she was like, it was rough. So, it's probably, better that I don't know if she was suffering or what, but she just wasn't like living life. So, but Echo dying, that hit me hard. So now this girl I know is, she was saying a couple months ago, she's like, well, when Echo died, she's like, I'll get you a cat. Cause I was like, she's like, you're going to get another dog? And I said, I want a Rottweiler, but, I want to travel also. And I can't, if I have a dog, it makes it too hard to travel freely. I have to find a place for the dog. It adds a whole extra expense onto like a traveling cost, boarding the dog or finding somebody to watch the dog. It adds a bunch of money, and it just makes it more difficult if I have a dog. She's like, well, I'm going to get you a cat. And I said, okay, but wait till after New Year's, because I'm going on 2 trips. But now she's saying she's going to find me a cat. So whatever. I like cats. I know a lot of people don't like cats, but I do like cats. I think cats are cool. And it'd be a lot easier than a dog, and just have a cat that just chills here. Problem is, it's going to be trying to walk on my keyboard all the time. Minimize drinking and smoking. Quitting is for quitters. I have done that. I mean, well, well, I mean, I'm not like smoking a pack a day, but drinking, I've been, for the past 2 years, it's been a consistent thing, like level. But like 3 years ago, I was drinking like a 6-pack of 16 ounces every day. And now I drink like 2 tall boys each day. And then on the weekends, I drink a lot of beers. And then 7 years ago, I was drinking a half a gallon of vodka well, not 7 years ago, but maybe like 9 years ago, I was drinking like a half gallon of vodka every day. So I have got it more under control and more managed, but I want to go farther. I want to go even further beyond. So those are the goals for 2025. Enough of that. Let's get to the news. I think that's why we didn't do a third segment today, because I figured I'd probably just hang out and talk for a while about the year in review. Adopt an old cat if you want to travel and leave it alone. I want a kitten, but cats age pretty quick, like within even if it's a young cat, within like 4 months, it'll be house trained. 6 months, it'll be fine. And I'm just talking about like weekend trips where I'm gone for like 3 or 4 days. But I need company. It was depressing, actually, getting back from Florida. Coming back from Florida and then being like, from being at my mom's house, my brothers, seeing all the family, talking to people in real life, hugging people, plus not having to work and just getting to relax, coming home and it's like, oh God, here we go. We're back in the grind. It's just sitting here, go to work, stream, go to work, stream, go to work, stream. And that's it. And which I don't mind the streaming, but it gets lonely. It gets I was like, I like felt something. I felt like depressed. I don't even believe in depression, but I guess that's what it would be, like the closest way to explain it. So I was like, oh man, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. But that feeling has kind of resided. Now we're back to it. But last night, that first night, walking back into work after like 8 days of not working and being with the family and coming back here, I was like, oh my God, here we go again. But it is what it is. That's life, I guess. Let's get to some news. So this Nigerian bombing on Christmas Day, while NATO is tracking Santa Claus's sleigh, Trump was tracking Nigeria, and he bombed them. He dropped some bombs. I'll read this, and then we'll watch this video. It's from CNN. Fear and confusion in Nigerian village hit in U.S. strike as locals say no history of ISIS in the area. Because this was the original narrative, this was an attack on ISIS. I don't care if it's ISIS or if it's the Nigerian government or who's doing it. But later, Trump said it's about they're killing Christians. Now, there's an argument to be made and say, well, then why don't we bomb Libya, North Korea? They're killing more Christians. And I don't know, maybe it's this is more of a soft target and it sends a message. Or what people are saying is the thing about Christians is just a cover up. He's just saying that to placate the Christian audience in America, and actually he's doing it for some other nefarious purpose. I don't know, but We're going to read this from CNN. Abuja, Nigeria. A day after part of a missile fired by the United States hit their village, landing just meters from its medical facility. Of course, they got to pull on the heartstrings of the women. The people of Jabo in northwestern Nigeria are in a state of shock and confusion. Suleiman Kagara, a resident of this quiet and predominantly Muslim farming community in Tambuwal district of Sokoto state, told CNN he heard a loud blast and saw flames as a projectile flew overhead at around 10 p.m. on Thursday. Soon after, it came crashing down, exploding on impact with the ground and sending the villagers fleeing in fear. We couldn't sleep last night, Kagara said. We've never seen anything like this before. Kagara did not realize at the time, but what he was witnessing was part of a U.S. strike that President Donald Trump would later refer to as a Christmas present. It's a Christmas present. I've got a Christmas present for these terrorists. Not long after the impact in Jabo, Trump declared on Thursday that the U.S. had carried out a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS militants in the region, who he accused of targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. According to the U.S. Africa Command, the operation neutralized multiple ISIS militants. But Trump's explanation has left Kagara and his fellow villagers scratching their head. Oh, of course they're going to say, we don't kill the Muslims, or we don't kill the Christians. What do you mean, Trump? We've never killed the Christians. Shut up, Kagara. Yeah, you do be killing Christians. This is not a secret. We've known about this. I talked about it 6 months ago and longer. While parts of Sokoto face challenges with banditry, kidnappings, and attacks by armed groups, including Lakurawa, which Nigerian classifies as a terrorist organization due to suspected affiliations with Islamic State, villagers say Jabo is not known for terrorist activity and that local Christians coexist peacefully with the Muslim majority. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. In Jabo, we see Christians as our brothers. We don't have religious conflicts. Weren't expecting this. Bahar Isha Jabo, a lawmaker representing Tambuwal in the state parliament, described the village to CNN as a peaceful community that has no known history of ISIS, even though they just said that they have kidnappings and banditry and suspected affiliations with Islamic State. Then they go on to say, no, we don't. You just said that you do. So, but no known history of ISIS. Well, you just don't know that they're ISIS. They don't walk around with signs saying, we are ISIS. He said the projectile had struck a field approximately 500 meters from a primary health center in Jabo, and that while there were no casualties, the incident had caused fear and panic with the community. Nigeria's information ministry later said that the government, in collaboration with the U.S., had successfully conducted precision strike operations targeting ISIS hideouts in the forests of Tangaza district in Sokoto. However, it is also noted that during the course of the operation, debris from expended munitions fell in Jabo, in another area in north-central Kwara State, though it stressed that there had no civilian casualties. So, seems like a successful operation. No civilian casualties, but you did kill some Muslims in a forest somewhere. It sends a message. It sends a message. Whatever that message may be, the bombs drop, they say, what is this? Why are you dropping bombs on us, Trump? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what sort of casualties there were and damages were done. The world sees bombs dropped, and then they see Trump saying, don't kill Christians. That's it. That's the message. That's the point. And it's effective. Center for Strategic and International Studies. We'll watch that. Let's watch this clip first. This is just Fox News talking about it. I want to see what they have to say about it. They seem very happy, and this lady says something super based. A little edgy. I'm surprised. She probably got a lot of backlash from what she says here, but let's watch this.
Take a day off. He was bombing terrorists in Nigeria. It's unbelievable. Like, the guy doesn't take a day off. Look at the headlines. The president ending the year on a foreign policy agenda. Wall Street Journal, U.S. launched Christmas Day strike against ISIS in Nigeria. NBC, Trump and Zelensky to meet Sunday in Florida. Axios had reporting on Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visiting Mar-a-Lago, calling it crucial for the future of a Gaza
Speaking of, I think,
deal. And what's interesting,
I think Putin's house was bombed yesterday. And I don't have that in my news today. Maybe we'll talk about it next week once we see what develops. But that's crazy. He said it's a way to mess up America's peace treaties that they're working on. Somebody bombed Putin's house or attacked Putin's house or something like that. I don't know the whole story yet, but
is that the
stay
president,
tuned.
there was questions about whether or not the strike on ISIS terrorists in Nigeria was specifically targeted for Christmas. And we found out from the president himself that was indeed the case. Listen.
It was a Christmas present.
Nigeria, and I told the people around Nigeria that if you do it, you're going to get hit. And I said yesterday, I said, hit them on Christmas Day. It'll be a Christmas present. We hit ISIS, who are terrible. They're butchers. And we really hit them hard in different locations, and they really got hit hard yesterday. So they got a very bad Christmas present.
They got some coal in their stocking. Dang. Trump is like Santa out here in these streets. He said, you're on the naughty list, Nigeria. You're getting coal in your stocking. And by coal in your stocking, what I mean is we're going to bomb the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's quite the Christmas gift, without a doubt. And obviously, this is something that we've been talking about, certainly on this show and elsewhere for months now, about the growing crisis in Nigeria with the attacks on, in particular, on Christians, on lots of others, but also, but in particular on Christians. You know, I would say that this is quite a message, and it's the reminder that of the crossing of the Delaware River that, yes, we will come after you on Christmas morning.
Yep.
You know what I've been dying to say all morning? Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
That right there. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. That's based, what she just said. That was epic. Now, I'm surprised that, well, I'm sure some lefties have talked about this, but I'm surprised they're not losing their damn minds about that comment. Are you saying black people are animals? Are you saying Nigerians are animals? Are you saying all black people are animals? That's racist. That's xenophobic. No, we're saying terrorists who slaughter Christians, seventh most dangerous place for Christians in the whole world. Yeah, those are animals, and they're going to get put down. And I'm with it. And anybody crying, America first, America first. Shut up. It's Christianity first. All right? You're killing Christians in record numbers. Take them out. We need to handle little Rocket Man because he's killing Christians over there too. What's the point of North Korea? What do we need North Korea for? Do we need North Korea? Can we handle that? Now, they have nukes, little Rocket Man, you know. So I guess it's a little higher risk target. But Nigeria, soft target. Light them up. Light them up. We're coming for Libya next.
That was what I was thinking when he said this was a Christmas present. But look, he warned. He said that this would happen, that there would be strikes if these continued attacks on Christians happen in Nigeria. And then here you have it, right? And unlike the last administration, when Joe Biden said he would do things and then there was no
18,000 churches burned since 2009, 50,000 killed since 2009, 5 million displaced since 2009, 7,000 killed in 2025. Light them up.
follow through. There's no
I'm going to make you glow like, what did Joey Diaz say? I'm going to light you up like the 4th of July. Your shit's going to be glowing.
teeth to the things that he said, right? He drew red lines, and the red lines were meaningless. With President Trump, he means them, right? Like, he warned Iran as well, and look what happened there. He bombed them, right? And then he did the same thing with ISIS in Nigeria as well. So when he says something, he means business, Griff.
He does, and when you look at the...
And also, I know people are going to be like, well, Trump said he's anti-war. Trump said he's anti-war. And now he comes in and he's all bombing all these places. Listen, he's on his way out. He doesn't get another term, and he got screwed over. We were doing good for 4 years. Then we went back to Obama 2.0 for 4 years, and everything he built crumbled. And now he's back in, and he doesn't have to worry about approval ratings and running for re-election. He's not an incumbent. So now we're going to wield the sword. Now Trump says, let's handle all this bullshit. His base may turn on him and say, well, you said you were anti-war, and now you're bombing people, Trump. Ugh. Yeah, guess what? Sometimes you got to pick up the sword and wield it. You know? This pacificity isn't working anymore. It's time to lay down the law. And he doesn't have to worry about pleasing people. Just get it done. And I'm with it.
Those numbers, Lisa, 7,000
These
Christians
Nigerians are
killed
crazy.
in 2025 alone. 18,000 churches burned since 2009. 50,000 killed.
Now that number, 7,000 killed in 2025 in Nigeria, it goes against what Open Doors is saying. But we'll look at that in a second. These are different numbers than opendoors.org, which is the website that tracks Christian persecution across the world. I'm not sure whose numbers are more accurate. I actually think the Open Doors numbers are kind of low. So
Killed in that same time span. And I love it that when President Trump came in 11 months ago, all of the Democrats were saying that he's an isolationist. He's going to cut off America. And yet the president has since identified places where America's interests.
he's an isolationist. He's going to cut off America. Meanwhile, he's talking about taking over Canada, Greenland, maybe Venezuela. If anything, he's leaning more imperialist, which is dangerous, but fun at the same time. You know? Or he's just talking, he's posturing. I think a lot of the time he's just posturing. He's just making threats. And then people react to the threats, which is the intention.
Were at stake in the case of Nigeria, where Christians are being persecuted. The United Nations pays no attention to it. It literally took a rap superstar,
They don't want
Nicki Minaj,
Christians
to go to the UN to try and wake them up. And so gone is the isolationist attacks. Now the president's speaking up and standing up for Christians being persecuted by terrorists in Nigeria, and yet the left is saying, well, this is all just about causing chaos. It's terrible. We hate this. Here's Congresswoman Madeline Dean attacking the Nigeria strikes.
I'm concerned about the president making strikes without.
Let's hear what this old bag has to say. This old Democrat lady. I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Consulting with Congress and just claiming this is ISIS terrorism. Also, the issue of whether or not it is singularly the killing of Christians is disputed. At a time, Christmas season, a time of joy, a time to try to give gifts to others. This administration
We gave him a gift. What do you mean? He gave him a gift. Santa dropped gifts from his sleigh on Nigeria. It's the gift-giving season. They just got a lump of coal. They were on the naughty list.
On making sure they sow chaos and distraction. They should be coming to Congress. We have to demand better. I have said to the Speaker multiple times in private conversations, surround this president, tell him when he is out of line, operating in an unconstitutional, unhinged way, and then maybe we could get this on the right course.
Dude, everybody says unhinged now. Did Destiny start that? We're on CNN, old ladies talking like they're on Reddit now. It's unhinged, man.
Force.
I love that split screen, by the way. While Congresswoman Dean is blasting the president's strikes, even the other channels are showing the persecution of Christians and the Christians and the number of Christians that are being killed.
Yeah, and obviously they would have a lot more credibility if they didn't complain about absolutely everything else.
Also, like, what is he distracting from? The economy, inflation has cooled. Like,
he's distracting from the Epstein files. That's what he's distracting from. But wait, I thought are the Epstein files the distraction, or is the bombing of Nigeria the distraction from the Epstein files? Everything's a distraction. If everything's a distraction, then nothing's real.
Like, we just had a monster growth in the third quarter for economic growth. The murder rate is on track to be the biggest drop, I think, ever in this past year under President Trump. Legal border crossings have virtually stopped. So, like, what would he want to distract? Anything?
Well, want even more Fox News on YouTube?
No,
Become a
I don't.
Fox News Patriot today.
All right, let's see what. So this is from CSIS, the Center for Strategic and International Studies. This is the group that did the study that said right-wing violence is more prevalent than left-wing violence. Garbage source here. Type of source that you'd find people using on, people like First Amender would use sources like this. People on TikTok would probably love CSIS. But let's see, who did the strikes target? President Trump stated that the attack targeted Islamic State militants in Nigeria's Sokoto state. President Trump was almost certainly referring to the Islamic State Sahel Province, ISSP, or Lakurawa, a local group with increasing ties to the Islamic State. ISSP is an Islamic State group active in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and Nigeria. The group grew in strength in 2025 and now commands more fighters, controls more territory, and conducts deadlier attacks than it ever has before. And also, CSIS would call this right-wing violence. Islamic terrorism is right-wing violence, according to CSIS, by the way. So, where it has increased coordination with other terrorist groups and established an operational presence. Much of ISSP's progress in Nigeria over the past year can be attributed to the emerging terrorist group Lakurawa, a local group that has pledged allegiance to ISSP but remains largely independent, and it has expanded its foothold. Lakurawa has built its own forms of local governance and brutally cracked down on those who do not comply with its religious rules. Why did Trump administration target these groups? Alleged systematic killing, systematic, not systemic, systematic killings of Christians in Nigeria, although Nigerian officials and some analysts have pushed back against the U.S. government claims that jihadist groups target Christians specifically, emphasizing that these terrorists target all faiths. That's better. They're not just killing Christians, they kill everybody. They kill equally. They don't discriminate. Which, okay, I guess if that's your argument, is that, we shouldn't target them for killing Christians because they kill everybody. That's like saying Hitler didn't just kill the Jews, he killed everybody. Therefore, we shouldn't have stopped Hitler. Huh? You would be called anti-Semitic for saying something like that. But if you say the Nigerian terrorists, Muslim terrorists, aren't just killing Christians, they kill everybody. Therefore, leave them alone. What? What are you saying? What does that even mean? Oh, man. U.S. government claims jihadist groups target Christians specifically. General Dagvin Anderson also stated that the military's goal was to protect Americans and disrupt violent extremist organizations where they are, justifying strikes against Salafi jihadist groups in Africa based on the threat they pose to the United States is increasingly common for the Trump administration. AFRICOM repeatedly cited the threat from terrorist organizations as a justification for airstrikes in Somalia in 2025, for example. Oh, Somalia. Terrorist attacks in Somalia? Well, bring them all to America. Send them to Minnesota. A number of overlapping conflicts in Nigeria have led to the deaths of Christians in the country. Competition between majority Christian farmers and primarily Muslim herders. While the Christians are out here growing food, the Muslims are out here throwing it to goats, over scarce resources resulted in massacres. Salafi jihadist groups have also specifically targeted Christians, but their infiltration into the northwest Nigeria is relatively recent and accounts for less of the region's violence than farmer-herder conflict and banditry. And see, this is what they do. And this is like the thing with racism. Instead of calling it what it is, Muslims are killing Christians. No. This is farmer versus herder violence and banditry. It's calling things be not as it were. Instead of just saying that's a dumb, hateful person, we have to say that's a racist person. Instead of saying this is a holy war that's been going on forever, even before there were Muslims, it was still the Amalekites and the Moabites and the Hittites and the all these groups versus the Jews. Now it's Muslims versus the Jews versus the Christians. It's a holy war. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and wickedness in high places. That's what it's about. It's not about farmer-herder conflict and banditry. It's a holy war. It's a jihad. But we call things be not as it were. That way we can, we can make little groups and little groupings and divide things up and say, well, that's not hate. That's racism. Well, or no, that's not a crime. That's a hate crime. But only if a white person attacks a minority person. The other way around, that's not a hate crime. That's just crime. But it's racist if a white person does it. Okay. Nor have Muslims escaped the killing. So they're killing Muslims too. The threat that the Sahel, I'm not going to read all of this. We're going to watch. Let's see what PBS. This is a 10-minute clip. I'm not going to watch that, but we will play this.
From northwest Nigeria, showing people carrying a metal object thought to be a projectile.
Hey, pick
and
it
off
up.
in the distance, a fire raging after U.S. strikes overnight.
Go get the bomb.
The Pentagon also posting this video on social media showing the Christmas night.
Also, farmers in Nigeria got cell phones. Farmers in Nigeria got dang herders, sheep herders, goat herders in Nigeria. Muslim goat herders in Nigeria got dang cell phones, and they're uploading to what, X?
Missile launches. President Trump's major escalation coming after he says, quote, I've previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight, there was. U.S. Africa Command adding the strikes killed, quote, multiple ISIS terrorists. Nigeria saying the strikes were carried out in coordination with their authorities.
My package
Violence in Nigeria has been a focus for President Trump, who has previously warned of possible military action.
I'm hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians.
And while Nigeria's president doesn't deny violence there, he has refuted some claims, saying, quote, the characterization of Nigeria as religiously intolerant does not reflect our national reality. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth also posting, thanking the Nigerian government for their cooperation, adding that, quote, there's more to come.
Let me see. So let's look at Open Doors International or opendoors.org, but Nigeria is number 7 in Christian killings. Number of Christians, 106 million? 46% of Nigeria is Christian. 106 million Christian. Dang. What is if that's 46% of the population, that means they have 225 million people in Nigeria. Look how small Nigeria is compared to America. We have 330 something million. They have what, 220 something million? And is Nigeria really that populated? That can't be right. What's the population of Nigeria? Let me look up that real quick. It's got to be like 230 million. If it's 46, if 46% is 106 million, 237 million. Wow. Wow. Look at how big Nigeria is compared to America. Nigeria is about the size. Nigeria is smaller than Texas. And in Nigeria, they have 2/3 the whole population of America. That's crazy. I did not know that Nigeria was so densely populated. But almost half are Christians. And it's the seventh place in world leaders for Christian persecution. The persecution level, 88 out of 100. Private life, so they can get away with it if they keep it private. Kind of. Not really. But if they're family, you got to keep it secret among your family, your community, your nation, church. Don't be going to church. Their violence is very high. But this says 4,476 Christians were killed for faith-related reasons last year. In total, according to Fox, Nigeria killed 7,000 alone last year. They're saying worldwide only 4,000 have died. So I don't know. This number seems low. No, see, that number seems really low. Though fewer Christians were killed for their faith in Nigeria compared to last year, it remains disproportionately deadly for Christians, with 3,100 paying the ultimate. 3,100 just in 2025, just in Nigeria. But then they're saying the total for the whole world is 4,400. That can't be right. India alone, oh, well, this is detained. But yeah, Nigeria is up there for one of the most dangerous places in the world for Christians. So then we have like NPR. Do Trump's claims about Christian persecution in Nigeria match reality? I'm not going to read this article, but the answer is yes. Yeah. Yeah, they do be killing Christians over there. So miss me with the bullshit. Okay? All right. That's that. Enough about that. Let's close out some of these. And then we have one more thing about Trump, kind of an update on the Venezuela stuff. It ties in because, this is about the Venezuelan bombings. Apparently, we bombed a dock, but Trump's not. He said, "I know who did it, but I'm not going to say who." So we're thinking it's maybe CIA. But somebody bombed a dock in Venezuela, which means that's a land invasion, basically. But we bombed another boat too. Some innocent fishermen got bombed. Bull crap. Let's watch this just for some updates, and then we'll talk about the Nick Shirley stuff. Poverty is the enemy, not iniquity. Do you know what iniquity means, Marilyn? I think you meant inequality or inequity. I don't know if you know what iniquity means.
Another alleged drug boat in the Pacific killing 2 people. U.S. Southern Command posted this video of the attack on social media. It marks the 30th strike on...
And also, even if you meant inequality or whatever, no, that's wrong. Poverty is not an enemy. The poor will always be among us. Poverty is not an enemy. You can be totally comfortable. And nowadays, you're encouraged to be poor because then you get more government benefits. No, I meant iniquity. What's iniquity mean, Marilyn? It means like sin. It means immoral or grossly unfair behavior. So you say immorality is not the problem. Poverty is the problem. That's retarded. You're saying murderers and rapists and adulterers and diaper snipers and drug addicts and thieves, robbers, criminals, they're not the problem. Not having enough money is the problem. That's retarded.
Suspected drug vessels in the region since September, killing at least 107 people. Before a meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, President Trump confirmed the first known U.S. land strike inside Venezuela.
There was a major explosion.
Yeah, the poor will always be with us. And guess what? Jesus was poor. Not in spirit, but monetarily. Jesus was poor. Marilyn just said sin and crime and evil is not the problem. Not having enough money is the problem. Wow.
In the dock area where they...
I didn't have money. I still don't got money. I'm still poor. I'm not out here robbing and killing people. That's dumb. There would not be any of we had whatever we wanted in whatever color we wanted. So if everybody had everything they wanted, there wouldn't be any problems. How about if everybody had nothing? If everybody had nothing, do you think that there would still be crime? I do. You think if everybody had everything, there would still be crime? Yeah, there would still be crime. There's still crazy people that are going to do crimes just because they have a bloodlust or they have some weird proclivity to do crime. The amount of money this is low level nonsense. I'm not going to address it.
They load the boats up with drugs. So we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area.
CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins us now from West Palm Beach, Florida. Ed,
First
what do we know
known
about
land
the strike?
attack.
Not much, Lindsay. The president saying that this happened, and he had actually first said...
And this is from this morning. This is a news report from this morning, so this is like today news. A boat dock, but nobody's taking credit for it yet.
This in a radio interview that aired Friday, but reiterated on...
Marilyn, I know you think that comment is like deep, but it's not. It's not. You're saying a truckload of words with no meaning.
Monday that it has happened. It was this apparent spot where drug boats are allegedly loaded up with drugs. Wouldn't specify
Allegedly?
where it was, when this attack
You think we're not surveying these things?
happened. And when asked specifically about the CIA and whether they were the ones conducting the operation, he said, I know who did it, but he wouldn't confirm whether it was the military, the CIA, or some other entity. Of course, this strike comes amid the ongoing strikes on alleged drug boats in the Eastern Pacific and the Caribbean Sea. There was another Monday. And, of course, as the U.S. has tried to
CBS,
stop several oil tankers coming and going from Venezuela.
After President Trump's meeting with Netanyahu, he issued warnings to both Hamas and Iran. We talked about...
We are to do even greater works than Christ. But we can't do greater works than Christ unless we all have a lot of money. That's Marilyn's argument, by the way.
After the fact, but what can you tell us about what he said and what news was made?
Yeah, and this is driven by Israel's concern that, in their view, that Iran is beginning to restock its ballistic missile supply, telling that the president, when asked about it, said, well, if that's confirmed, it's a serious situation, but didn't seem to agree necessarily that that is indeed happening. Take a listen to some of what he had to say in response.
Iran may be behaving badly. It hasn't been confirmed, but...
Dude, I love how Trump talks like he's talking to a bunch of children. Like he's a dad and he's talking to a bunch of children. He's like, Iran may be behaving badly, and if they're behaving badly, we're going to spank them. They're going to get in trouble. You're going to time out, Iran.
If it's confirmed, look, they know the consequences. Consequences will be very powerful, maybe more powerful than the last time.
Of course, there were strikes over the summer conducted by the United States and Israel that are believed to have at least severely damaged 3 different sites that housed elements of Iran's nuclear weapons development program. In this case, it's ballistic missiles that Israel alleges they're restocking. And in essence, part of this trip was designed for Netanyahu to come here and essentially get permission from the president to strike if they feel the need. But you saw him there say, well, if that's true, yes, but clearly the United States isn't necessarily there with Israel and agreeing on what exactly they're up to.
All right. So there's all the Trump updates. We dropping bombs. Is it good? Well, I'll be to be honest, that's something that goes against what he promised. He said he was a peace president. We weren't going to start wars and stuff like that. And so the left is saying, well, he lied. He's starting wars. Well, we did the 12-day war. Did we start a war that we immediately ended 12 days later? Was that even a war? Do you want to count that as a war? Are we going to go to war with Venezuela? That remains to be seen. But the way I see it, we're commanding peace through strength. Yeah, see, no new wars. Yeah, no new war. I don't see any new wars starting. I see peace through strength. I see we're bombing the hell out of people who kill Christians and bring fentanyl into the country. That's America first, in my opinion. I don't see new wars starting. We think we're going to go to war with Venezuela? What are they going to do? Nothing. They ain't going to do nothing. And they're not. They're still trying to get the drug boats across. And we're still bombing them. Good riddance. But yeah, sure. If you want to say, he's not doing what he said he was going to do. Okay, yeah, you get that. But am I going to condemn bombing terrorists in Nigeria, bombing nuclear plants in Iran, and bombing drug boats in Venezuela? No. I'm not going to condemn that. The only thing I'll say is it's not quite what he said he was going to do. But guess what? Too bad. Bomb them. Bomb them. Iran literally said they're at war. Okay, fuck them. You think I care what Iran says? Like, what are you going to... Okay. Iran probably always thinks they're at war. They're in an endless holy war. They want to kill everybody. We got a genius here who thinks that we don't have surveillance. We don't have satellites that can show you the date on a penny. This person thinks that we're not like monitoring and surveying these docks and seeing what they're putting onto the boats. You probably think that they're fishing boats. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. All right, let's move on. Next topic. This person's not very bright. Freedom of the press. How a viral video prompted investigations into alleged fraud at daycare centers in Minnesota. Now, this headline is wrong. So, and this is what the left is pointing out right now, and they're correct about this. Nick Shirley's video did not expose something that was unknown. Okay? This fraud has been under investigation, and arrests have been made, and trials are ongoing since 2015. During COVID, it ramped up. It accelerated a lot. And now, because of, people like Tim Waltz, Ilhan Omar, maybe it wasn't necessarily a cover-up because there were ongoing investigations, but it wasn't exposed to the public. Nobody was really reporting on it. And then Nick Shirley goes in there. It goes viral on YouTube. Now everybody knows about it. But his video, it prompted investigations. There were already investigations underway. Now they've just ramped up because of the public attention to the matter. As Homeland Security agents were in Minnesota conducting what DHS Secretary Kristi Noem called a massive investigation on child care and other rampant fraud on Monday, many of their targets came not from tips from the FBI, but from a video posted on social media over the weekend. The video posted by conservative YouTuber, I mean, I've never heard Nick say he was call himself conservative. Maybe somebody's seen something I haven't seen, but they put that label on him. I don't know if he wears that label. Imagine thinking cartels are nonviolent. I know, stupid. No, they're ISIS and Tren de Aragua, cartels, fentanyl dealers, terrorists. They're not violent. It's dumb. Yeah, that person's not the sharpest crown in the box elder line. While we have questions about some of the methods used in the video, we do take the concerns that the video raises about fraud very seriously, said Minnesota Department of Children and Youth Family Commissioner Tiki Brown. The methods used in the video, what, guerrilla journalism? Knocking doors? Knocking doors with a camera? What methods don't you like? That's not illegal. That used to be encouraged. That used to be what journalism was about. Now journalism's about spinning a narrative and getting paid by whoever's above you to say what they want you to say and spread propaganda. This is what journalism is. Oh, we got some tips. We're going to go knock some doors. We're going to pound the pavement and get it done. But Tiki Brown says, we don't like his methods. Shut up, dude. In addition to the DHS investigation, state officials also visited some of the sites on Monday. They told CBS News 2 of the centers featured in the video already shut down earlier this year, although one of those centers informed the state late Monday that it plans to remain open. CBS News conducted its own analysis of nearly a dozen daycare centers mentioned by Shirley. All but 2 have active licenses. According to the state records, and all active locations were visited by state regulators within the last 6 months. So see, they have been, this is not something new, is kind of the point. And this is what Democrats are going to keep bringing up. And instead of saying they're lying to us, no, they're right. This has been being investigated since 2015. But the investigation slowed down once you get somebody like Tim Waltz in there. And then the COVID stuff just amplified it and times it by 10x, power level over 9,000 when COVID happens. And so now Nick is just bringing more attention to it in the public eye so that we get back to work and focus on it. It's not a cover up, but not enough was being done, which is what, kind of what this argument says, or what, see, CNN's Philip, fraud in Minnesota isn't being covered up, even if there's not enough accountability. So, and this is what the left is saying is it's not a cover up. It's just that they weren't doing enough about it fast enough, as much as needed to be done. There hasn't been enough people held accountable, but nobody was covering it up. It never broke to the public. Probably intentionally, they didn't break it to the public. Now that it's in the public eye, we're going to focus on it, and there's going to be more accountability. Trump going to make sure something gets done about this. So they're not totally wrong when you hear lefties say, "Well, it's not a cover up. We've actually been looking into this. We just haven't been doing enough about it. And now that the whole public knows about it, we're going to make sure something gets done about it." They're not totally wrong there. But it does shine a light on how we know that fraud is going on and we're not doing anything about it, or we haven't been doing anything about it. It's almost like if we had some sort of government efficiency branch to look into these things and shut that shit down, stop wasting taxpayer money. I don't want my money going to a Somalian daycare if I live in Minnesota. And we're going to crack down on that. Imagine $24 billion for homeless programs in California that disappears, $10 billion in Minnesota for daycares and healthcare centers for Somalians that disappears. Imagine if we did that in every city. We found all that fraud. Like between two cities right there, we got $35 billion. We do the whole country, a couple trillion. What's that do for our debt? People want to cry about the debt. This is how we handle the debt. But you're still going to have liberals saying you're a racist, you're attacking Somalians and Muslims. That's what the Young Turks were saying. They're like, yeah, this is a problem, but the only reason the right is jumping on it is because they want to deport Somalians and Muslims. They don't really care about it. We care about the fraud and the illegal immigration. Both are equally bad, and we can handle both of them at the same time. They're actually tied together. You get rid of the Muslim Somalian immigrants, you also help get rid of the fraud. It's great. They go hand in hand. You kill two birds with one stone. Shout out Nightbot. Oh, that was clever. The S and JS stands for simple. Oh, that was a clever one. From the guy who thinks that the boats that are being bombed are fishing boats. Yeah, okay. You're a genius. We'll watch a few clips from this Nick Shirley video.
And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had zero children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there.
Are they drug boats with fentanyl on them? Yeah. Then fuck them.
Transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger. Never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office.
It's not. What about the maritime? Where do I have that? How about it's not appropriate to bomb a drug boat off of our coast? How about the Maritime Drug Law Enforcement Act of 1986? Do you know anything about that? Go look up the Maritime Drug Law Enforcement Act of 1986 and then tell me that we don't have written into our laws the right to bomb the shit out of drug boats off our coast.
Office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was...
Off of our coast, laughy face. You're a moron. I've shown the maps of where all the boats were hit. And they were all just south of America, in between Venezuela and America. That's off our coast. That's in the Gulf of America. You're so stupid. Okay, yeah.
Write the check.
So right here we have all this
paperwork. Why am I addressing
paperwork.
This idiot?
And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research, and then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years.
Of course you're covering the Nick Shirley thing. Yeah, it's a weekly news and current events show. I cover news and current events weekly. What is one of the biggest news stories this week? This past week, what was one of the biggest news stories? Is this one of them? So why would I not cover this? You're a moron. Why am I addressing this person?
And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have
like a little
numbers
mini?
for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not.
Yeah, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, what they found so far. Like in this video alone, I think it's 9 billion exposed. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure it's way more than that. Just in Minneapolis. Wait till I've already pointed out, which I heard this from Anna Kasparian from the Young Turks. 24 billion in California for homeless services. Just disappears. Imagine if we look into New York and Chicago, Portland, Atlanta. Oh man. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Not far from here in Minneapolis that has two child cares listed at the same address, and together they're licensed.
Okay, so this is just some examples of the fraud. The type of frauds happening: daycares, healthcare, transportation companies. Now, other cities, you're going to see things like homeless services, all sorts of things, any sort of social programs. Usually it's fraud. It's the same thing charities do too. Charities do this too. There's a lot of scam charities where 1% of your donation goes towards the actual cause. The rest goes to God knows what. And then this is just in America. This is in American cities. I mean, not to mention the global fraud that's happening from the fraud that's happening to taxpayers in America for global outreach things like USAID, like, I don't know, transgender surgeries in Guatemala, and leukemia research in Africa, and gay Sesame Street plays in France, or, all that bullcrap. It's crazy. And then people want to cry about the debt, but then when you go after the fraud, then they bitch about racism.
Transportation, a lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
22 in one building.
The government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks.
The government pays them.
The Democrats over there
They're not only do they
writing the checks.
know, they're complicit in the fraud. Probably lining their pockets.
What has happened is that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk
They can't. They don't speak English.
about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so when you're a politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their own shadow.
These businesses don't open till 2 p.m. and they showed up way before. Yeah, because typically daycares open at 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. Yeah, that makes sense. This person is a moron.
I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud, and they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Wall's saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime in tax money, and there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Let's see, how high is the sun in the sky? Okay, so what time you think it is there? 11 a.m.? 9 maybe? At the earliest, 9 a.m.? Probably more like 10, 11, maybe noon. The sun's pretty high in the sky. That's too early for a daycare to be open. The daycare runs from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. All of them? Because they went to a lot. And there weren't any kids in any of them. And now this is being investigated. Turns out it's true. So who are you sweeping for? You're sweeping for Muslim Somalis who are here illegally and government officials who are lining their pockets using fraud. You're sweeping for that? Okay. Genius.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare.
How many jobs that immigrants have?
Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Joey! Yes. This is so funny. He keeps saying, my son Joey. I'm trying to check in my son Joey. No say for Joey. Joey, no, come here.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
You can call in Saturday night. Saturday night, we do open Discord panels. There's going to be a lot of people in the Discord, maybe arguing about God knows what. But guess what? You jump on the Discord, jump in the chat on a Saturday night. I'll send you the Discord link. You can come in the Discord, and I'll tell everybody to shut up, and we can 1v1. Don't worry. If you feel like, oh, there's too many conservative guys up there, it's going to be a gang. They're going to gang up on me. Don't worry. You have an open invite on Saturday to join the panel. Or if you're up really late on Friday or Friday morning or Saturday morning, I pretty much stream Friday night and Saturday night all night. So, but I usually do panels on Friday night. So, other people's shows on Friday night until real late. But Saturday night, we'll be here all night. And you can join the Discord, and I'll tell everybody else, shut up. Don't say nothing. We're not going to gang up on this person. 1v1, you can bring up whatever you want to bring up. And I bet you don't show up.
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah?
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025.
English.
It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
Look at his face. He has no idea what these guys are talking about.
When?
Where are the kids?
When?
Right here. State of Minnesota website.
I cannot read this. I do not know what this means. I cannot read.
You work here and you don't know?
You think that guy can read?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there.
How many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
5, 10.
You worked here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
Who's your son Joey? My son Joey.
You're a liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
They're so aggressive.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I can
We are
explain
scared of
everything?
you too.
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
He's not the one wearing a mask.
Because of my color.
And I know that she's not wearing a mask. That's her face covering or her freaking head, her burqa or whatever the heck it's called. But who looks more scary here? She looked like she's reaching for something. She got a piece on her.
Color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
No.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door. So now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
I'm not understand what you're talking about. Well, then go away. The Quality Leering Center. This is so funny.
Don't open up.
How do you have?
And then this dumb bitch shows up. This is Tegan right here showing up. It's ice. Oh my God, it's ice. He's like, I'm a YouTuber. What are you talking about? This is the Quality Leering Center.
Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
The Learning Center can't spell the word learning. And how many millions of dollars did this place get?
How do you have ice?
And look at this dumb broad.
Here, ma'am. I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million over the
Open up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in favor?
away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know
You're
what it-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you.
Are you in favor of $1.9 million going illegally, fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare
Minnesota
center.
says 99 children. Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? They run away?
These people are so stupid.
Where are the children? This is state of
Look
Minnesota.
at her. She's just...
Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah,
They always
but
say, who are you
here?
with?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
Where?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I haven't seen anybody in there.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this
I just want
daycare?
to go to where he talks to the politicians, and then we'll do memes and reels and rapid fire and all that stuff. Is this... See, the confronting the government segment is really short. I wish this was a little longer.
State representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue. So I went and confronted her after that.
Yes, but
He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud
I don't know who
crosses?
you are.
My name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is?
I don't know who you are. Who cares? We know who you are, bitch. What do you mean I don't know who you are? Who cares? You don't need to know who I am. I'm a concerned citizen. You work for me, lady.
Republican or Democrat, or just facts that fraud is happening?
So just now they told me I think the fact that
Because
you about it as a partisan issue.
well, because that's what I heard you
shows
talking
me-
about. That
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking
we want
about
to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is not.
sir.
This guy's a
When are you
legend.
gonna hold?
This guy's like, when are you going to call Governor Watts accountable for this? I like this guy. This guy's a legend.
Governor Walz, no. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're gonna talk to me like
Are you
that,
going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and
I get
we got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
Thank you for testifying today. No.
Ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue.
Just intercepted.
How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think
the
if you've
government
been
here?
listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republicans. I think
Yes.
what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans.
What
There's
aboutism?
fraud with.
What aboutism? He's not asking about the rest of the country. He's asking about here in Minnesota, you. This is what we're talking about. Don't divert and say, well, there's fraud happening everywhere. Yeah, we get it. We're trying to stop all of it. That's what Trump's trying to do. That's what Doge was trying to do. We're trying to stop the fraud. Yeah, we understand there's fraud everywhere. But right now, we're talking about right here in your city. Answer the question. Politicians, man.
In the Trump
Can't answer a
administration,
question straight.
we have is fraud. Private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that.
Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well, you saw what happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in, and these politicians are just walking off thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump, they want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering. I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die?
I almost think that this guy's like acting, and like he came in with Nick to for the clip for the I don't know. It seems I don't know.
How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
111 million worth of fraud. Yeah. So that's popping off right now. This video's got 2,300,000 views in 4 days. So, which again, you know, of course, this has been happening for a long time, and it has been being investigated, but the public just hasn't known about it. Nobody's reporting on it. So now that it's in the public eye, we'll call more attention to it. I think, so since Nick and Andy Ngo and Savannah Hernandez and Cam Higbee and all these people went to the Oval Office for the round table with independent journalists, and Trump talked to all of them at that round table, I think the Trump administration is giving intel to these people and saying, look into this, expose this, because we've been looking into it, but we're not doing enough. We need to get the public behind us. So go out to these places and talk about this. Go talk about the Antifa problem. Go talk about the fraud problem. Go expose this stuff. Get the public's attention on it. We're going to boost the videos. Everybody's going to see it. And then we can crack down on it. I think there's I think Nick and people like this, they're getting fed stuff to expose by the Trump administration. They're saying, go talk about this, expose this. And he knows is focused on the Antifa problem. Cam Higbee, all of them. And I think that's good. I think that's smart to keep your finger on the pulse of the social media and the independent journalists who are actually doing their job, rather than the CNNs and the CBSs and the ABCs and the NBCs. Bring in these independent journalists who are putting boots to the ground and getting stuff done. Feed them what you need to feed them and say, here's the lead, follow the lead, unravel it, and expose it. Because we already know about it, but the public needs to know about it. And I think that's a smart play. If that is happening, which I think it is, but I don't know. But anyway, what else do we got? All right, guys, that's it for the news and stuff. Well, we have rapid fire news, but I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to get to it, or we'll just burn through it. But we do have some memes, lots of memes. Been a while since we've had a good meme review, and I've been collecting memes for a minute now. So let's get these memes going. Guys, 1 second. It's time for the meme. Groundbreaking new study finds Islamophobia may be partially caused by Muslims killing people all the time. Dang. Up. Another Moozy gone. Thanks, Babylon B. Next. Democrats are like, we finally got in this time. Oh, shoot. Trump's in the Epstein files, guys. Redacted images. These girls are definitely 12 years old. Dang. Dang.
How about new?
Next. The entire hood going to jail. I know. They say, why is Ghislaine getting special treatment? The same reason this guy gets a pizza and a Big Mac and a Coke and fries. The whole hood going to jail. He about to snitch. He about to snitch. Next. I am so proud of my son who is 22 and works part-time dishwashing and serves at a retirement place. He earned enough money to buy his own Switch 2. Wow. Congratulations, Bobby. You're doing so good. Mama is so proud of you. Oh, Lord. Next. All the experts agree. Well, not all of us. Cancel. Boom. All of the experts agree now. Dang. Next. Why would IHOP post this? Oh, no. It's like the girl on the couch. Oh, no. Anybody? No? You want to go to IHOP? No? No? Next. A sleigh just hit the second chimney. Uh-oh. Late Christmas meme / 9/11 meme. Oh, Lord. Dang. Next. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas versus Happy Holidays. Dang. I'll take Merry Christmas. Next. The DNA results confirm that everyone is not your brother. Maury said everyone is not your brother. Hulk. Okay, brother. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. Next. Jaw. There's Logan Paul in the new movie Jaw. Dun-na, 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 dun-na. I used to have the jaw sound effect on my soundboard, but I don't have it anymore. Next. Evanescence. What up, Mike? Oh, Mike Tyson said Evanescence. Evanescence. Dang. Next. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trump pictures. We got him, boys. We got Trump. Look at these Epstein file pictures. Spoiler alert. These pictures aren't from the Epstein files. They're AI. They're fake. Be aware. None of these are real. Wow. Shocker. Who would have thunk it? Next. Stranger Things season 1 versus season 5. 11 is turned into Eminem. I'm not afraid. Mike has turned into the dude from No Country for Old Men. I forget homeboy's name. Morgan Freeman and Jack Black. That's funny. Next. Paul and Tate, the Slept brothers. Oh, no. They got our boys. They got our boys. Next. Happy holiday. Mitch, Merry Christmas, says Santa. These are late memes. Some of these were supposed to be on last week's show, but I didn't do a show last week. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. This is Vegeta versus Jiren. Nothing happens. Boom! You dropped. Slept him. Dang.
How about new?
Next. Authorities say a 20-year-old woman was arrested after she did triple-digit speeds to reach Little Caesars before it closed. Yo, when you need a $5 hot and ready, you need a $5 hot and ready. You ain't got time to be dilly-dallying. You got to get there before they close. That girl's wifey material. What you talking about? She trying to bring home a pizza. Let's get it. Next. Help, I'm being oppressed. Racism. The communists say racism is oppressing us. And then you have the America First people. Help, I'm being oppressed. It's the Jews. It's all the Jews. You sound just like the this is the white guilt stuff. It's all bullshit. Cut it out. Racism doesn't exist. The oppressor is Satan. It's evil. It's not race. It's not religion. It's the oppressor is just Satan. It's just evil. Stop crying. You sound just like the people who cry about racism. And I guess they call this the woke right, and I don't like all that stuff, but I'm just saying, if you're crying about the Jews all the time, you sound no different than the blacks crying about the whites all the time. It's the same thing. And it's a mind virus. It's a Marxist mind virus. Stop it. Stop being beta. Beta. Next. I am not a toy. I am not a Christmas present. I am a 3,000-pound semi-aquatic liability. Please think hard before gifting. Do not gift somebody a hippopotamus for Christmas, okay? You guys know why hippopotamuses kill so many people? It's not because they're territorial and they're aggressive. That's what everybody will say. The reason is because hippos are native to Nepal, and Nepal has the world's lowest IQ. I think the average IQ in Nepal is like 65 or 67. So when you got a bunch of low IQ people and hippopotamuses, you get a lot of people dying to hippopotamus. Let's go swimming in the water. Last time we went swimming in the water, Jibabi got eaten by a hippopotamus. Well, maybe the hippopotamus is gone. Let's try again. And then every time somebody gets eaten by a hippo, they're trying to take a bath and go swimming in the river. When are they going to learn? Never, because they have 65 IQ. Next. Oh, Charlie Kirk. Oh, no. Oh, that's inappropriate. Next. Brand new photo reveal. Jeffrey Epstein had a demented fetish for girls with giant black squares for heads. Dang.
Two mentals don't make a non-mental.
Next. I'm never letting my uncle take the lead on building the snowman again. What is that snowman? Holy crap. That's a mysterious snowman. That snowman looking like a Ku Klux Klan member. Next. This is not really a meme. It's just a sad state of affairs where they're giving, what do they call them? Mastectomies? Basically cutting the breasts off of healthy young girls. This is what Democrats want to do to your children. Evil, demonic monsters. This is me at 14. This is what Phil Weiser in the state of Colorado are fighting to do to your children. Yeah, they're fighting to remove penises from young boys, cut breasts off of healthy young girls, and give chemical castration drugs to children. And this is what they're voting against stopping. Yeah. Welcome to the 9th circle of hell. Next. Just got my tattoo of Steve Irwin holding a crock. I want my money back. Dang. Dang. You're going to have to get laser removal. Next. Stranger Things season 5. Look at Mike. I don't like girls. He doesn't like girls, guys. With the power of gayness, we're going to defeat Vecna finally. Wow, poor Mike.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Next. This is just a cool image to explain like the complicated stuff about Stranger Things. I thought this was a cool picture. The cars flying out. You have the upside down, and then you have the abyss and the other world or whatever they call it, where Vecna is. Pretty cool picture. Next. The power of gay. We're going to defeat Vecna with the power of the rainbow.
Why are you gay?
Next. I cut the caption out of this one, but it said, Will says, I used to be attracted to one of my friends who didn't feel the same way. And Mike's face goes from, to, huh? Yeah, Mike, he's talking about you, buddy. He's talking about you. Wow.
Beta!
Next. The evolution of 11. I think these two are real pictures. She surely turns into a Martian. Next. Plot twist. Vecna is gay too? Oh, snap. They about to get it on. They about to get it on. I don't know what sound effect I need for that, but. Next. He got them tentacles. Me after starting a Somali daycare. Dang. Hold on. Where's my... La, la, la. Wait till I start a Somalian daycare. Next. Will, Vecna is hunting Max and Holly. Meanwhile, Max and Holly doing a podcast mid-escape. If you know, you know. Spoiler alert, there's a portal she's got to jump through, and she's like, it's closing quickly. We got to go. And then they stand there for like 20 minutes talking. It's like, the portal's closing. Go. What are you doing? Next. Neckholeback. Oh, hello. My name is Neckleback. And we all just want to be a rock star. And that's it for the meme. Okay. Then out driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny cause we just don't eat. Hey, I wanna be a rock star. Okay. Last but not least. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I can close this. Un momento. Okay. All right. Let's do reels and rapid fire. We got some funny reels we're going to watch, and then we got some rapid fire news to wrap up the show. Just some quick headlines that we're going to burn through. Uno momento. First off, though, we got a little short video to watch. Zordon is racist? This is an oldie but a goodie from College Humor.
Teenagers with...
Which is probably going to get copyrighted. So if you're watching this live, you'll see it. But if in the after, if you go back and watch the VOD, this is going to get cut out because this is going to get copyrighted. But this is 15 years old, but it's funny.
You here to battle a great evil, but be not afraid. I see great potential in all of you. Will, within you I see great strength and durability. For that, I endow you with the power of the mighty Mastodon.
I won't let you down, Zordon.
Jen, your cat-like agility can be attributed to your spirit animal, the saber-toothed tiger. You are the Yellow Ranger.
I can do it, Zordon.
And I'm sure your knowledge of mathematics will prove invaluable.
Actually, I'm not very good at...
Moving on, Edward, there are many reasons why I believe you embody the spirit of the Red Ranger.
Whoa. I think I see what you're doing. I'm Native American.
Yes?
So, Native American. Red.
Maybe the Black Ranger because I'm
Black?
No. I made you the Black Ranger because of your spirit animal.
What about me? I'm Jewish, so let me guess. I'm green because that's the color of money?
No! You're green because you have the power to summon the Great Dragon Zord.
Well, what about Victor? What color are you going to make
Victor
him?
come from?
Wow. Really? Oh, well, Victor's going to be the other Black Ranger.
There's double Black Rangers. Zordon's racist.
Okay, Zordon. So there are going to be 2 Black Rangers and 2 White Rangers?
No. Kyle's the White Ranger because he's the leader, and you're the Pink Ranger because you're a girl. I mean, something pterodactyl.
Am I really the most qualified person to be leader? I mean, Vicky was student council president. Don't you think she could do it?
A girl leader? That's rich. Sorry, honey, I don't think...
We're going to put a girl in charge? What are you, crazy? He's also sexist and misogynist, Zordon. Zordon's based, basically, is what they're saying.
Lord Zed is going to be scared off by your period.
Whoa. You've got to be kidding me.
Whoa.
Listen, everybody settle down. White is the leader. If Kyle was pink, that would be totally gay.
Excuse me, and what exactly would be wrong with that?
A gay Jew? Jesus Christ. James, I'm beginning to sense great... fear in you, and you might turn to the dark side.
The dark side? Where'd you read that?
So I'm thinking you're out, and so is other black guy.
Oh, whoa, where did he go? What'd you do with him?
God, now we're too short.
No, we're not, because this was my plan all along, because I see great power emanating from Jorge.
Okay.
Jorge. Power sombrero.
God, I mean, come on, that's not even a ranger suit. Now, this is ridiculous. I'm out of here. Let's go, guys.
Guys, where are you going? Nobody has the power to defy the great will. Better not steal anything on your way out.
Hold on. Oh.
I'm from Connecticut.
Base Zordon. All right. This is late, but this is a nice little Christmas one. Look at these black girls getting it, boy.
I'm geeked on next week, back no more features. I might parachute. Yeah, stop a little pussy, how with some shell toe. Yeah, slapping rap beaches and making bell ho. Yeah, two-tone Cartier match the nails ho. Yeah, no competition, these bitches stay ho. Yeah, curving, no curving, my shit is layers ho. Yeah, say they get money, but I can't tell. I'm geeked on next.
Nice. What else? Here we go. Here's this is Max when the portal's closing.
If only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places.
God, that song is always playing in that show.
We're running up that road, we're running up that
Take your time, Max.
we're running up that building.
20 minutes later, finally she jumps through the portal. Okay, this is hold on. Let me make it bigger. This is funny. In the arms of an angel.
Starvation, not having food. These are just a few of the many problems that real people face every single day. Which is why I'm so encouraged to share with you the story of these poor African children who, without a penny to their names, banded together to raise enough money to feed one of those people in need of nourishment. Ariana Grande.
Bro, she's in a we talked about this. She's in a non-binary weird relationship with that other black lady that played Jesus in that play that was in the movie Wicked with her. They're like in a weird relationship now, and she looks anorexic like that. Dude, Daddy Joe was saying there's some witchcraft going on. I agree. Like those are actual witches in that movie Wicked. I would not take your kids to see that movie. I would not allow my kids to watch that movie. Something demonic going on there.
Muda, lakini sidhani kama kuna mtu yeyote katika kijiji changu amewahi kwenda mbali kama Ariana Grande. Sikuweza yote katika kijiji
I don't think anyone in my village has ever been quite as far gone as Ariana Grande.
changu amewahi kwenda mbali kama Ariana Grande. Sikuweza
I could not afford a Glinda doll, so I made one out of sticks.
Mudu dola ya Galinda. Hivyo nikatengeneza moja kwa kutumia vijiti. Lakini bado
Yet it is still more healthy looking than the real thing.
inaonekana yenye afya kuliko ile halisi. Labda misaada ya kigeni ipelekwe kwa Miss Grande.
Maybe some foreign aid can be sent to Miss Grande instead of us.
Badala yetu. Kwani misaada yetu mingi inamezwa na serikali yetu fisadi. Ndugu wangu amenipa nusu ya chakula chake kwa miaka 5.
My brother has given me half of his food for the past 5 years so that I would not shrivel into non-existence.
Ili nisinyauke kabisa. Na bado
And yet, compared to Ariana, my brother is a corpulent blimp.
Linganisha na Ariana, ndugu wangu ni bonge nono.
Now that you've heard from these children, take some time to reflect on the blessings you've been given in your life. Reach deep within yourself, and then do the same thing you always do. Absolutely nothing. Trusting that the compassion you feel for others will be met by the actions of others, such as these children or the U.S. government. This message is brought to you by the Feed Ariana Fund.
We gotta feed Ariana. We gotta get her some food. She's shriveling up, boys. All right, what do we got here? We got another, watch this. Watch this dance. This is crazy. Watch the titty swirl. Right here, right. Get ready. Watch the titty swirl. Helicopter coming. Look at the helicopter. Hold on, let me show you that one more time. Watch the helicopter action. Nice. Okay. That's it for the reels. What do we got in rapid fire news? All right, rapid fire news. We talked about the Russell Brand allegations when they first happened about a year ago, and hasn't been a lot of updates on it. But just the other day, earlier last week, Russell Brand is charged with 2 more counts of rape and sexual assault from Fox 13. Police charged Russell Brand with 2 additional counts of rape and sexual assault involving 2 more women. This is how Me Too works. As soon as one person comes out and says, 20 years ago, he touched me inappropriately, next thing you know, you have 50 women lined up saying the same thing because everybody wants a payout. The new allegations relate to incidences said to have occurred in 2009. 2009, almost 20 years ago. Adding to earlier charges announced in April, Brand is due in court on January 20th with a separate trial set for June. So, Me Too is not dead. It's still alive and well. It's still alive and well. We need to figure this stuff out. There's an unsolved mystery here. All right. What else?
Tonight we're here.
Students 0 grade for citing Bible in essay sparks national debate. So this is an OU student who was in a class. I think it's Ohio University. Pretty girl, Christian girl, based, doing writing an essay about gender roles or gender versus sex, something like that, and she used a Bible quote. Like I always throw a Bible verse in my debates. She threw a Bible verse in her paper, and her liberal professor did not like that and gave her a 0. Well, now that professor has been fired because we're not playing that shit in America anymore. Okay? And then after we watch this video, I'll show you a picture of the teacher.
Hearing from the OU student who took her 0 grade to the governor. Samantha Fulnecki is a psychology junior who says she received a 0 grade for citing the Bible in her opinion.
To be fair, that's what you get for going to college for psychology as a Christian. I almost want to say, let her keep her 0, and that way they'll learn. Why is this young lady, this beautiful young Christian woman, going to a liberal college for psychology, which is a pseudoscience? It's fake. You're wasting your money. Instead of going after the college and getting the government involved and blah. Yeah, it's good to expose this stuff, but at the same time, we already knew this. it's your fault for going there in the first place and wasting your money on that degree at that college. We already knew this was the case. So, maybe just let them face the consequences so that they learn.
Opinion-based essay on gender binary labels. Fox 25's Rob Hagan live at the OU campus with more on the paper that's grabbed the nation's attention. Rob, what have you found out in your conversations today?
Adam, Samantha says that she's been receiving hate comments on social media for citing God as a source in her essay, but she's staying strong. And this is her story.
To be fair, though, if you're in a psychology course and you're writing a paper and you cite God as your source, I mean, what is the teacher supposed to do? Like that doesn't work again, it's your fault for being in a psychology course in college in the first place. So, I don't know.
It's the 650-word essay on gender binaries for a
650-word essay? Double-spaced or double-lined. 650 words. I'll write that in 15 minutes. That's what you got to do in college is a 650-word. I get
2000-level psych class at OU based on opinion, which received a 0 grade for bringing God into the discussion. Now the pre-med student who brought her paper to the governor sharing what she's learned.
She's got no business being in that class, but she's a pre-med student. So maybe it's just she had to fill a slot. So she's like, okay, psychology's interesting. I'll take a course on that. But then this teacher gives her a 0. I don't know.
My main goal in this is to encourage other Christians to stand up for their beliefs.
Samantha Fulnecki says she received.
Okay, well then don't play with the world. Don't go to a college course on psychology.
A perfect grade on every.
I have a book called what's it called? Anyway, it's about how psychology is basically an anti-Christian institution, and that Christians who talk about and move towards psychology are falling for the okie doke. And I forgot. Oh, it's called psycho-heresy. It's called psycho-heresy, and it's about how psychology is in no way Christian. It's anti-Christian, and it's not a great book, but yeah, psycho-heresy.
Assignment in the online course, she says, is taught by 2 teaching assistants until this one.
I didn't know that the TA was transgender or about his personal beliefs or anything like that.
You didn't know that the TA was transgender or about his personal beliefs. I'm going to show you the picture. Now, assuming this is a real picture, well, let me just show you now. Assuming this is real, now I don't know, this is just a Facebook post and there's no news article linked to it, so I don't know how reliable this is. This is from Bienvenido's post, but that is a picture of her, and she's cute. This is the TA, allegedly. If this is a real picture of the TA, how did you not know that this was a transgender? And she calls it a he. I think this person would identify as a she. It looks like a male to female transitioner. So I don't know. It's all so confusing. But if this is the TA that gave her a 0, what do you mean you didn't know?
Like that. I just did the assignments and turned them in and went about my day. So there hadn't been any tension in the past until we were asked to do an assignment over this topic.
She says school administration decided not to change the 0 on the assignment, but it won't be counted towards her final grade. Now the student who's Comanche, hoping to be a pediatrician in a Native American hospital, is receiving both praise and hate from the masses.
A lot of people have taken things from...
You're not Comanche, lady. You're American. Cut that crap out.
From the Bible and twisted it against me and just saying things about like how I'm going to hell and my judgment will await me one day.
Fulnecki has caught
You're
the
a white
attention of the
girl.
national spotlight and the attention of the Oklahoma Freedom Caucus.
It's about a state-funded, taxpayer-funded institution allowing their faculty.
I don't like these pinstripe suits like this. You look like a Batman villain.
Members to abridge or impede a student's right to express their faith.
The teaching assistant says Fulnecki did not provide empirical evidence to
Fulnecki?
back her claim.
Yo, dude, she got made fun of a lot in school for that last name. Her last name is Fulnecki. Let me get that Fulnecki. Becky?
Using a proven psychological scientific methodology. Now the TA is put on paid administrative leave, and Fulnecki says they will
That's a white lady if I ever seen one. Yeah, I know. Definitely.
not grade her work in the future.
I pointed out that I didn't say anywhere that I needed evidence, and his response was, no, that's the grade you deserve.
I like how she keeps saying his response was, because this person obviously identifies as a woman. And that's why they didn't show the teacher, because she keeps saying his. She's calling this person a he, because it is a he. Pretending to be a woman.
Now, State Senator Shane Jett is demanding a meeting with the OU president for what he calls a war on faith on this campus. And as for Samantha, she's going to be a guest speaker tomorrow at the Oklahoma History Center, along with former state superintendent Ryan Walters.
So it wasn't Ohio University, it's Oklahoma University. So I like that this is happening because it's calling attention to it, making a national, sparking a national debate about this issue. But at the same time, I kind of blame the girl for being in this class in the first place. You're wasting your money on a psychology course. Now, if she's pre-med, she wants to be a doctor on her reservation or whatever, maybe it's a required class, maybe she's just filling a slot. Okay, that's fine. But, what do you expect? You're in a liberal, you're in a college. They're all liberal. And you're in a course about psychology, and your TA is a trans person. What do you expect? I mean, that's nobody's fault but your own for being there in the first place. But so there's, I see reason to call her out for being there, but I also see reason to call the attention to the issue of the college. What else we got? So this is the local new Utah law will restrict those convicted of extreme DUI from purchasing alcohol. Now, I'm not sure if this is like a real image, but basically it's going to be something like this. On our driver's licenses here in Utah, they're going to have a red no alcohol sale sign on our licenses. Now, all of the liquor stores in Utah are state ran. And this person says in this post, Utah already tracks alcohol purchases through state liquor stores. Your ID is scanned and transactions are logged. That's not speculation. That's how the system works today. And I believe that because all of our liquor stores are state owned and they always ID. And they're passing a new thing in Utah that every place that sells alcohol must always check IDs. Because normally it's like if you look like you're at least 35, they won't ID you. They're changing that. Now everybody is going to be ID'd. Even if you're 80 years old and you walk in and try to buy a beer at a gas station, they're going to ID you. They have to. Now I'm sure there's going to be gas stations where they're not going to care. Like the guys who know me, they're not going to card me. But they're supposed to card everybody. Even if you look like you're 100 years old, they got to card you. And the reason is because they're cracking down on extreme DUI people, and they're going to start putting this on their ID so that they can't buy alcohol anymore. And I think I'm not mad at it. I think it's kind of based. Now, people will say it's like overreaching or it's I don't know, it's against like privacy or some crap, or they're going to complain about their rights and their freedoms. The libertarians are going to get up in arms. Oh, I can't just freely buy my alcohol anymore. Dude, shut up. I think this is actually a good move on behalf of Utah. I know all the libertarian-minded people are going to disagree, but guess what? I don't care. A law going into effect at the beginning of 2026 will allow judges to restrict those convicted of extreme DUI from purchasing alcohol. ABC4 spoke to a family who lost a loved one to a drunk driver, required everyone to have their IDs checked regardless of age or appearance. But more than that, it will restrict people convicted of extreme DUI from purchasing alcohol. An extreme DUI is when someone is found to have a blood alcohol level of 0.16 or higher, which is double the legal limit, which is basically like 4 beers. You can get to 0.8 from 2 beers. If you drink 4 beers in an hour, you'd probably be at 0.16 if you're a lightweight. Or if that individual, in addition to having alcohol in their system, has other illegal substances in their system. Law HB 437 created a new category of individuals who are not allowed to buy alcohol, making the individuals in the category as interdicted. According to the law, anyone convicted of extreme DUI is required to be deemed interdicted, and anyone convicted of any DUI may be placed in the interdicted category by a judge. Any individual is deemed interdicted only at the discretion of a judge. A court of law will be required to get a new state ID that clearly states no alcohol sale above the photo. So this is real. This is what we're doing in Utah, and I'm all right with it. You know, I ain't mad at it. It was what I think Easy or somebody was saying something like this, like well, no, they were saying to stop drinking and driving. I can't remember what somebody was arguing, but it was something like this, like you mark it on their ID, or you don't let them drive, or well, we already take away driver's rights if you get too many DUIs. But I think this is I'm not mad at it, you know. Anyway, what else we got? Just a little update on the Epstein stuff. DOJ says Epstein letter to Larry Nassar released in latest document dump is fake. Shocker. The FBI says a letter allegedly written from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar while both were in prison is fake. The file was part of a document dump from the Department of Justice that was released on Tuesday, the latest in a series of files made public since last week. The file included lewd comments and Epstein. Justice Department says letter is fake. In a Tuesday afternoon message posted on social media, the U.S. Department of Justice said the letter sent from Epstein to Nassar is fake. The FBI confirmed this letter is fake. The fake letter was received by the jail and flagged for the FBI at the time. So this is old, and this is the letter. We shared one thing, our love and caring for young ladies and the hope they'd reach their full potential. The next line appears to reference Donald Trump, who was president at the time. The letter was authored. Now, this is from 2019, shortly after Epstein was arrested. So, but they knew it was fake back then. But then it comes out in the Epstein file dump because there's a lot of stuff in there that's just part of the case. People see it and they say, oh my God, look, there's the smoking gun. There's proof. Epstein and Trump were working together to kidnap 13-year-old girls and grape them. No, dude. That letter was fake. We knew it was fake then. And now people jump on it. Our president also shares our love for young, nubile girls. So Destiny did a whole stream on this. I've seen other liberals do whole streams on this letter. They say this letter is the smoking gun, even though we knew this letter was fake since 2019. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. And there's the picture of the letter from the Epstein file dump. I don't know if I can make it bigger. You can't really see it, but when a young beauty walks by, he'd love to grab snatch. Whereas we ended up snatching grab in the mess hall of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, J. Epstein. This is apparently from Epstein writing a letter to Larry Nassar when they're both in jail. And DOJ says it's a fake letter. Seems like somebody wrote Larry Nassar a postcard and signed it Jeffrey Epstein and sent it to Nassar to implicate Trump. And they're like, no, this is fake. Dig deeper. Other files allegedly relating to Epstein's correspondent were an envelope sent from the dead financier to the imprisoned doctor and a request for handwriting analysis of the letter sent to Metropolitan Correctional Center. FBI New York requests the laboratory perform a handwriting analysis comparing the letter received from MCC and the handwriting of Jeffrey Epstein to conclude that the individual who wrote the letter was Epstein or another unknown person. Handwriting samples from Jeffrey Epstein's cell at MCC will be submitted along with the letter in question, an AI envelope, A1A65. It is unclear if the analysis of handwriting was ever undertaken. Department of Justice has officially released nearly 30,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of the documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. So they submitted this stuff to the FBI before the 2020 election, and he still won. Or no, he lost that one. And this is when they were trying to take Trump out. So they were even lying about stuff that was in the Epstein files in the lead up to the 2020 election. But that didn't hold up. Now, if all the lawfare from New York and Georgia, if that held up and that got pushed through, and that was all bullshit. But this didn't even hold up for them to lob it out there. That's how you know this is fake. Crazy. Anyway, so that's debunked. There you go, Destiny. Report on that. Are you gonna retract your whole stream that you did about how this letter proved that Trump was involved? Are you gonna retract that statement? No? Okay. And that we've known it was fake since 2020. Anyway, StubHub apologizes after mistakenly listing Lamb of God as a Christian concert. So they were doing a Christmas concert, a Christian Christmas concert. Andrew Peterson's Behold the Lamb of God, a concert featuring music about the stories of Christ. That was what the real concert was. Andrew Peterson's Behold the Lamb of God. But StubHub listed it as a Lamb of God concert, which is like a metal, hard rock, kind of probably a little satanic. And so they sent all these Lamb of God fans to a Christian concert. Maybe it's a good thing. I wonder if any of them stayed. Most of them, it says most people didn't even figure out until into the show that they were at the wrong. This is not a Lamb of God concert. This is a Christian Behold the Lamb of God Christmas song show. And so they're like, we want a refund, and StubHub refunded it. And then Lamb of God was joking about it on their page, but no harm, no foul. The people got refunded. It was funny, kind of a funny mistake, but maybe some satanic Lamb of God fans stayed and listened, and maybe they had their eyes opened. God has a good sense of humor. And that's God's sense of humor right there. A bunch of demonic heavy metal fans show up at a Christian Christmas play. I think that's funny. One more local Utah story. Police discover 6 bombs, assault rifle, in home of man who made anti-Semitic threats from the cops. There's gonna be I don't want to watch that. Ogden, Utah. Police allegedly discovered an assault rifle and 6 functional bombs, as well as more being built in the home of a young man that threatened to blow up a synagogue, along with other anti-Semitic threats. Skylar was arrested on December 23rd following a raid of his home that was spurred by multiple credible anti-Semitic threats posted on X, according to the police. Authorities were notified around 4:30 that Rose had posted multiple threats, including one that said, "I want to blow up a synagogue." Police arrived at his home. Family members gave permission for the officers to search the house. Investigators found a partially completed bomb in his room and eventually recovered 6 additional bombs in this home. At this time, the bombs appeared to be completed and operational. In Skylar's bedroom, and an assault rifle was located. All 6 bombs were removed based on the numerous anti-Semitic statements posted on the location. I don't like the whole anti-Semitic thing. This dude's hateful. He's evil. He's making bombs to blow up a church. But I wouldn't call it anti-Semitic. Just like I wouldn't call it racist, I would call it evil. Hatred and evil. Possession, demon possession. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. It's not about skin color. Not about hating the Jews. It's not about racism, sexism, homophobia, misogyny, Islamophobia. I already said sex. It's not about that. It's about good and evil, right and wrong. God and Satan. It's about the powers and the principalities and the wickedness in high places. It's not about flesh and blood. Anyway. That's that. And that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys tonight. No donos tonight. Wow. I got to head to work. I got to get going. Thank you guys for watching. The world's a crazy place. I just report on it. This has been the Dreaded Conservative Show. If you like it, tell a friend. If you hate it, tell everybody. Probably we might do a Bible stream in the morning. Maybe today and tomorrow. But otherwise, other than maybe some Bible streams in the morning, this will be the last real show of 2025. And I will see you guys. If you come by in the morning, I'll see you before 2026. If not, I won't see you until Friday night, and we'll be in 2026. It's a new year. I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. I'd rather just have ongoing goals every year. But, we got some goals we got goals for 2026. Not so much resolutions. You set resolutions, you set yourself up for failure. It's more like just always be working on yourself. So, God bless everybody. I hope you had a great 2025. Hope you had great holidays. We still got New Year's coming up. I love New Year's, but I'm going to be working this year. It's going to suck. I have time off, but I've taken too much time off. I can't do it. I got to work. So we had Thanksgiving off. We had Christmas off. I got to work for New Year's. It sucks. I know, but maybe we'll do a late New Year's celebration, or I don't know. Nah, probably not. But I'm going to miss the ball dropping. Which I always like to watch the ball drop. Usually we stream and watch the ball drop, but I'm going to miss it this year. Let me raid you over somewhere. Small raid. Why can I not see? Oh. We'll send you to the debate that's happening. Anyway, all right, the raid is set up. Again, God bless you guys. Hope your 2025 was great. Hope you had a great holiday season, and Happy New Year to everybody. And next time I see you will be Friday night. We'll do VK. We'll hang out Friday and Saturday night as always, and it will be 2026. It's going to be a new year. So God bless you guys. I'm going to head out. Thanks for hanging out. Go drop some shares in Easy's chat, and I will see you later. Doses.